What if money suddenly lost all its value, a dark side of money production? Imagine waking up tomorrow to discover that every dollar, euro, and yen on Earth is worthless. Not devalued, not inflated, completely worthless. The numbers in your bank account, meaningless digits. Your life savings, digital phantoms. Every transaction, every debt, every fortune, erased in an instant. This isn't science fiction. It's happened before. And the consequences? Catastrophic. What if money suddenly lost all its value? Act 1. The immediate collapse. Within the first 24 hours, civilization would begin its descent into pandemonium. The grocery stores would be ransacked first. Without functional currency, panic-driven hoarding would commence immediately. People instinctively understand that food, water, and medicine are the true currencies of survival. Credit cards would be declined. Cash registers would become decorative relics, and the veneer of civil society would fracture. Financial institutions would barricade their doors. Banks, those supposedly impenetrable fortresses of wealth, would become irrelevant overnight. ATMs would dispense worthless paper. Stock exchanges would cease operations. Trillions in market capitalization would simply evaporate. But here's what most people don't comprehend. Modern economies operate on debt. When money loses value, debt becomes equally meaningless. Mortgages, student loans, corporate bonds, all simultaneously nullified. Sounds liberating, doesn't it? It's not. Because the same mechanism that erases your debt also obliterates your job. Your employer can't pay you. Your landlord can't pay their mortgage. The supply chains that stock grocery stores? Disintegrated. Fuel stations can't purchase gasoline. Hospitals can't procure medication. The intricate machinery of modern commerce would grind to a catastrophic halt. Act 2. The historical precedent. This isn't theoretical speculation. It's documented history. Germany, 1923. The Weimar Republic experienced hyperinflation so severe that a single American dollar was worth 4.2 trillion marks. Citizens required wheelbarrows of cash to purchase bread. Life savings accumulated over generations became insufficient to buy a newspaper. People burned money for heat because it was cheaper than purchasing firewood. Zimbabwe, 2008. Inflation reached 79.6 billion% month over month. The government printed a $100 trillion note. Workers demanded payment twice daily because their morning wages would lose half their value by afternoon. An entire economy reverted to barter, trading eggs for medical care, livestock for construction labor. Venezuela, present day. Despite possessing the world's largest proven oil reserves, the bolivar has suffered complete devaluation. Citizens mine gold in rivers and trade it for food. Malnutrition is rampant. Hospitals operate without basic supplies. A nation's wealth rendered meaningless by monetary collapse. The pattern is unmistakable. When money fails, society regresses centuries in mere months. Act 3. The new economy of necessity. So what replaces money when it dies? Tangible commodities become the new currency. Gold and silver, humanity's ancient stores of value, would surge in importance. But more critically, skills. Suddenly, the investment banker's expertise becomes worthless, while the farmer's knowledge becomes invaluable. The corporate attorney loses relevance, while the electrician, the plumber, the mechanic, those with practical capabilities, become the new elite. Barter economies would emerge, but they're horrifically inefficient. How do you calculate fair exchange when a dentist needs vegetables, but the farmer needs carpentry, and the carpenter needs medical care? The complexity becomes suffocating. Local communities would form survival networks, establishing their own medium of exchange, perhaps based on labor hours or essential commodities. But these systems would be fragmented, regional, and vulnerable to violence. Because here's the darkest truth. In the absence of functional economic systems, force becomes the ultimate currency. Those with weapons can simply take what others have accumulated. Property rights become suggestions rather than laws. The strong dominate the weak, and civilization's moral progress evaporates. Act 4. The rebuild. Eventually, humanity would establish new monetary systems, because we always do. Money isn't merely paper or digital entries. It's a technology, perhaps the most important one our species has ever developed. It's a storage mechanism for value, a communication protocol for economic activity, a social contract that enables strangers to cooperate. New currencies would emerge, likely backed by tangible assets initially, gold, silver, perhaps agricultural outputs or energy units. Governments that survive the collapse would desperately attempt to restore monetary order, because without it, they cannot collect taxes, cannot fund militaries, cannot maintain legitimacy. Cryptocurrency advocates would argue this proves the necessity of decentralized digital currencies immune to governmental manipulation. But remember, if the internet infrastructure collapses alongside traditional money, those Bitcoin wallets become as inaccessible as frozen bank accounts. The reconstruction would take decades, not months. An entire generation would lose their accumulated wealth. Retirement plans, educational savings, investment portfolios obliterated. The economic progress of lifetimes simply erased. The fragile illusion. Money is the most successful shared delusion in human history. It has value only because we collectively agree it has value. That agreement requires trust in governments, in institutions, in the stability of systems. And trust, once shattered, is extraordinarily difficult to restore. Your wealth isn't stored in your bank account. It's stored in the collective faith that those numbers represent something real. So the question isn't what if money lost its value? The question is, what are you doing to prepare for when it inevitably does? Final card, the dark side of money. Subscribe for the financial truths they won't tell you.